Come on, y'all take a moment, put those hands together for a moment and give God glory. God, we honor and we thank you for your presence that's already in this house. God, we just thank you for always being who you are. A never changing God. An always loving God. Family, so-called friends, turn their backs on you. You're always right there. You're always there to wrap your arms around you. You're always there to whisper to me. Everything's going to be all right. And for that, Lord, that's reason enough to give you praise. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with this morning. Because God said, I got that. I got that. I got that. It's all in my hands. So today I want you to snatch back your liberty. Today I just want you to just dwell in my presence. Be free. Cast all your cares on me and I'll give you rest. I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, you're worrying about something that I got figured all the way out for. But today you might as well smile because everything is all right. You lift your hands and just begin to bless God. Hey, just give him glory, y'all. Because his power is in this house. situation. What I want you to do before the word goes forth, I want you to open up your mouth and give God praise for what he has done for you just now in the midst of this service. Open up your mouth and praise him for what he did for you. Open up your mouth and praise him because he had you in mind. When the devil tried to speak a lie over your life, the Lord said, I got him, I got her. You ain't got to do nothing with that one. I'm going to take care of her. I got that situation in my hand. That's already playing out. That's already mapped out. We just got to go through this situation. But I am doing this to make us stronger. I'm doing this to make him stronger. I'm doing this to build their faith. So just praise God and dwell in your liberty. Come on, somebody open up your mouth and bless him in this place. And dwell in your liberty. Come on, bless your mouth. You gotta praise God like you know the devil is already defeated. You gotta praise God like you know when the thing that God has promised to you is getting ready to come to pass. That thing is getting ready to be manifested in your life. So you gotta give God glory and praise in advance because his power can overtake anything that told you no. Come on, everybody, just stay right there in the spirit. Father God, we thank you today. Hallelujah. 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 Glory to God. Hug that person right next to you and tell them, I'm so glad to be here with you today. Hug them like you love them now. Hug them like you mean it now. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Now, just before you take your seat, today we have with us that's going to bring the word of God, Elder Brown. Now, those of you that have heard Elder Brown speak, you know he's got a word in his mouth. Faithful man, committed man, love God, love the word of God, love his bishop, love the church. Now, this is what I need you all to do today. I need you to point your right hand toward him and say, Elder Brown, preach the word. Elder Brown, give it to us where God gave it to you. Let God use you so that we may be blessed. Now come on, bless God for a minute. See Elder Brown always trying to come today. Come on, come on, come on. Praise God this morning, everybody. Praise God. You may be seated. Well, are you glad you're saved this morning? Come on, I'm fooling now. Act like it. Are you glad you're saved this morning? I believe there's a word in the house from the Lord. Amen. Amen. We thank God today for our bishop in his absence. Yes, sir. Amen. Thank God for his first lady, Lisa Blake. Our executive pastor, Lois Blake. Yes, sir. And our assistant pastor, Rufus Rouse. Bless you. And we thank God for you all. Come on, give yourself a hand this morning. We thank God for you all this morning. Do you have your Bibles with you today? Yes, sir. Okay. Turn with me then to Job 1. All right. Job chapter 1. Yes, sir. Verse 13. Okay. Job chapter 1, verse 13. Amen. 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 I want you to read along with me. We're going to read from verse 13 to verse 21. Okay? Yes, sir. And it reads, And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their elder brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The ox were plowing, and the ass feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword,
and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, the fire of God is felt from heaven, and has burnt up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and felt upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in the elder brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. Praise God. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshiped, and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. Hallelujah. The Lord give it, and the Lord hath taken it away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. This morning I'm going to talk to you about wounded and still worshiping. Father, we thank you this morning, dear Lord. We thank you, Father, for your mercy and your grace, dear Lord. We ask that you bless us this morning, Father. Strengthen us, dear Lord. And we know it's in Jesus' name. Amen. How many of you know that being full of faith will not prevent trouble from coming your way? It will not stop tragedy from happening around you. You can come to church 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, prayer meeting on Monday, Bible study on Tuesday and Thursday, miracle service on Saturday, and back to church on Sunday. You can be a preacher, deacon, an usher, praise and worship leader. It does not matter who you are. We must understand that our faith in God is not a free pass to get us through the storms in life. It's not a free pass. Because you don't have to go looking for trouble. Trouble will find you. You could be somewhere minding your own business, and tragedy happens. Amen? Have you ever been there where you have pressed your way while you were wounded to go worship? Have you ever been there? Where you had to press your way while you was hurting inside to go to the house of the Lord. When your boo, your husband, your wife has said something so bad to you, it hurting inside, it tore you up inside, it wounded you, and you still find a way to go worship. Have you ever been there? You see, at this time, your worship is to help you, because you know if you don't focus on God, there's going to be some repercussion up in here. That's going to be some furniture moving around up together. The biggest lie that was ever told was sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words not only will hurt you, but words have a way to stay in your mind. Words have a way of lingering with you a lifetime. It hurts deep. And what about that family member that has wounded you? Come on now. Drag your name up and down the street, all on the cell phone, and still want to smile in your face at the family picnic. Am I talking to anybody up in here? Soon as you see them knots start curling up in your stomach because their words wounded you. Yes, sir. You see a bruise show on the outside. But a wound is on the inside. Turn your pages a little bit. Go to Job 1 and 6. It's just right there. Just move over a little bit. Job 1 and 6. And the word said, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Michael was there. Gabriel was there. Mercy and grace was sitting at the table. And Satan showed up. Have you ever been sitting and talking with one of your good friends? And then y'all look up. And when you look up, you see one of your messy friends coming. And you say, oh my God, here she comes. You see, Satan already knows what time the prayer breakfast started. You see, he used to be part of the clique. You're looking at me funny. You got to know this. That Satan used to be part of Jesus' group. Amen? He was the pretty bunch, the pretty boy of the bunch. Yes, for Ezekiel described him like this. He said, seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. I want to tell somebody, watch them pretty boys. I want to tell somebody, watch them pretty boys. Yeah, you know the ones you like to run behind, Watch them pretty boys. You see, God has never took Satan's passport away. He never took Satan's passport away from him. So he still had access to go up and down as he pleased. And the Lord said to Satan, he said, what are you doing here? Can I paraphrase it? He said, you don't roll with us anymore. Where did you come from? That's what he asked. Yes, sir. He said, where did you come from? So Satan answered the Lord, and he said, from going to and fro on the earth, and from walking back and forward on it. Satan is telling God, you see, you never took my passport away, so I still got access to some things. He letting God know, he said, I still got access to some people. I'm still able to do some things. You see, you can't travel overseas without a passport. You can't go all around the world without a passport. Satan is saying, I still have access. That's good preaching right there. That's right. Somebody ought to preach that. I still have access. Look at Job 1 and 8. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you ever considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on earth? Let's read that again. And then when you see Job, put your name there. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you ever considered my servant? Say your name. My servant Job. that there is none like him on earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shun evil. Do anybody know anything? I watch these TV shows and they be talking about throwing shade. Throwing shade. And you thought it just started, but God is throwing some stuff in Satan's face. God is letting him know that Job is nothing like him. God is saying to Satan, he say, I made you. I give you that pretty look. I brought you out and now you turned on me. That's what he's letting him know. You say, that's a question for anyone up in here? God brought you out. And now you acting like you're doing God a favor when you come to church. You're looking like you're doing God a favor when you come to church. But you see, God don't need you. You need God. God can use anybody, anything he wants.
Yes, he can.
Yeah. He could use anybody and anything he wants. In Numbers 22 and 28, God used a jackass to speak to Balaam. He spoke to Moses through a burning bush. He spoke to Job through a whirlwind. He used a crow to speak to Peter. And he said that if you don't open your mouth, I'll use these walls and bricks to cry out. God can use whoever he wants, Pastor. That's right. So Satan answered the Lord and he said, does Job fear God for nothing? Satan says to God, you pamper him like a pet. You make sure nothing bad ever happens to him, or his family, or his possession. You bless everything he does. He said, how can Job lose? And I want to ask somebody today, do you love God for nothing? Or do you worship him just to try to get into heaven? Or do you love him to stay out of hell? Do you worship him for nothing? Or do you love him just because you heard about all the blessings he has? You heard about how he turned water into wine. You heard about how he raised the dead. You heard about how he made the blind see. You heard about how he healed Peter's mother-in-law. You heard about all these things. Is that why you love God? You want to know why I love him? Because he first loved me. He looked past the mess I was and said, I give my life for you. That's why I love him. So some of us was a wreck waiting to happen, and he said, come go with me. And then he went walking down the corridors of heaven, and he said, come go with me. And that's why I love him, because he loved us first. And as he was walking down these corridors, he seen you, and he said, you come, you come, you come, you come go with me. And that's why we love God. Because he first loved us. You shouldn't love him just because of things and what he can do and give us. Satan said yes. He said yes. I checked Job out, but you got a hedge around him. And see, somebody should have shouted right there, because the only reason why Satan hadn't destroyed you is because God has a hedge around you. Some of y'all, you say, but you don't know what I've been through. Can I tell you something? That's not nothing but the east wind blowing in your life. Because God took an east wind and dried up the Red Sea. God has an east wind blowing upon you to dry up some of that mess in your life. God still has a hedge around you Amen? Amen. He still has a hedge around him. Amen. Job was a good man.
Yes, he was.
He lived down in Horace.
That's it.
That's southeast of Palestine. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 female donkeys, and a very large household.
Yep.
But what's missing?
My God.
What's missing? He don't even mention the wife. It starts talking about the children, and it goes straight to the animals.
Yep.
My God. Because when she is mentioned, she's mentioned in chapter 2. Because when she comes on the scene and she opens up her mouth, she says something stupid. That's what she said, George. She said something stupid.
My God. Real stupid.
That's why I'm going to have to preach about loose lips. Loose lips. Job, he was a good member of the church. One that opened up the church, make sure the lights is on. He made sure the grass is cut. He closes the church up, and after everyone is gone, he was the priest of his house. He prayed for his children early in the morning. He gave burnt offerings for their sins, and after all he do for the church and how much he loved God, yet tragedy still came upon him. Yeah. Can anybody relate to that? You've been serving God half of your life, and yet tragedy still came your way. Tragedy still came your way. Why the good member, Lord? He was a humble man. He pays his tithes. He puts up good offering whenever you ask him. Why him, Lord? It's a whole lot of gossiping church folks he could have messed with. Why him, Lord? Have you ever asked that question? Why me, Lord? Why is this arthritis setting up on me like this? You ever ask yourself that question? Why is this diabetes troubling me? Why is this pain still here? Why me, Lord? I've been serving you. I've been paying my tithes. I've been giving a good offering. Why has this tragedy come upon me? One thing after another. That's what happened to Job. One thing after another. From verse 14 to verse 19. One bad thing after another. Don't look like Job going to catch a break. Have you ever been there? As soon as you get over one thing, here come another thing? As soon as you pay one bill, here come another bill, and just look like your bills are just having babies and babies and babies. Have you ever been there from verse 14 to 19? Someone was in his ear, telling him another problem. Verse 14 saying, there came a messenger unto Job and said, the ox was plowing, and the ass was feeding beside them, and the Sabines felt upon them. Verse 16, it says someone else came and told him something. And verse 17, and someone else came and told him something. And verse 18, and someone else came, got in his ear. And verse 19, someone else told him something. But Job didn't allow the stuff he heard to turn him away from God.
Yes.
He didn't allow it.
No, he didn't.
He didn't allow the stuff that people brought and got in his ear with turn him away from God. He didn't allow the fact of losing his livestock turn him away from God. He didn't allow the death of his children turn him away from God. You know, so many times people allow death of a loved one turn them away from God.
Yes, yes.
So many times they allow people church hurt. Someone hurt them in church, and it turned them away from God. People have allowed disappointments to turn them away from God. So many times they allow someone to get in their ear and turn them away from God. They say something about your church. They say something bad. Say something bad about the pastor, and then you're gone.
Yes, sir.
But Job didn't allow the things that he heard to get in his ear and turn him away from God. And that's where we at.
Yeah.
We got to stop allowing not just outside people, but some messy church people get in your ear and turn you away from God. They get in your ear and tell you something, and then you gone, but they still sitting. They're still sitting right here. You long gone, and they're still in service, Verse 20. Look at verse 20 say. Then Job arose and rended his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped.
Yeah.
He was wounded, but he still worshiped. So many times, as soon as we get hurt, we want to stay home, crawl up in our bed. But Job didn't allow this. He was hurt. He had lost everything, but he still worship God.
Yes, sir.
Verse 21, he said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord give it, and the Lord take it away. He said, blessed be the name of the Lord. So do I have any worshipers in here this morning, that don't mind giving God a praise, that don't mind lifting him up? He said, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. The devil thought he had you. He tried to tear you down. He's been beating up on you, but you're still here. You're still here. You're wounded, but you're still worshiping. God got a hedge around you. No matter what comes from day to day, I got a God that got me covered. Come on, tell somebody, God got me covered. And every now and then, he got me covered, and he lifted up the cover, and every now and then, he take a peek at me and make sure I'm doing all right. Every now and then, he looked down upon me and he said, look at my daughter, she's still standing. Tell somebody, God got me covered. Got me covered, yes. He removed the hedge from around Job, but he still had Job covered. Still had him covered, George. The hedge was gone, but God had him covered. And every now and then, when you feel a little east wind blowing in your life, know that God has you covered. Somebody came in here today, you heard it, and you was worried about some things. Your health, your child, your home, your bills, and everything. But you can take it from me and know that God still has you covered. Amen? He still has you covered. I don't care what problem, what hurt you're going through. God has you covered. And that's a word for somebody today. The word may not be for everybody, but I want you to know today that God still has you covered. And go ahead on and take that one to the bank. Because God, our God, the God that shed his life for us, the God that let blood rain through his hands, through his feet, was stabbed in the side, that God that gave his life for you, he still got you covered. He got his arms wrapped around you. Amen? He loved you that much. He got you from where you were. You were nothing. Huh? You thought you was something, but you were nothing. And he looked at you and said, come go with me. Come go with me. I see something in you. I see something I can do with you. He said, I need you. Come be on my side. God. Praise God. I hope you were blessed today. Praise God. My God. Did he preach? Did he preach? Glory to God. Turn to somebody, tell somebody, guess what? God got you covered. Turn to the other person and say, guess what? God got you covered. So that's what the story is. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're falling through, God's got you covered. You have no worries in him because he knows how to handle every matter. Thank God for Elder Brown this morning. Will you Lord, now listen, that was powerful. And if you were in the spirit, you received it. Yes. Because all of us are dealing with some things. And you heard me say, and I'm not going to preach because the word is already going forward. Yes. But I need to drop this in your spirit. You've heard me say more than one time that all of us are not going through the same thing. But all of us have gone through what? Something. And Bishop used to always say, if you can just stand the what? Sweet. God will bring you what? Out. So we thank God for Elder Brown coming today and reminding us. Come on, listen. You need to know how to encourage the man of God. Amen. He didn't have to get up. He didn't have to scream and all that other kind of stuff. He talked to your heart. Yes. He spoke to your heart today to remind you that hope is still alive. Yes. Faith is still real. Yes. Miracles still happen. And if you can believe God at what he says, you can see the manifestation of those things that you want to happen in your life. So we thank God for Elder Brown today. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Elder Brown. There may be somebody today that don't know the Lord today and the pardon of their sins. And I'm just going to take a poll, and I just need you to raise your hands for me today. If you know God, and your business is fixed, you're not guessing about it, you know it. And if you know you're saved today and know you're in heaven, will you just raise your hands for me? Hallelujah. Glory to God. Well, let's give God a hand clap of praise. Amen. This is what I need you to do. Our bishop is not here today. And you're here today. But guess what? I need you to bless the ministry today. Those of you that can. I need you to sow that $42 seed. Now, those of you that need tithing envelopes, the ushers is here and she will serve you quickly. I need you to sow that corporate seed, and if you can't sow the corporate seed, come as close to it as you can. Amen. Let's let our bishop know that he can leave and he can come back and find that we know how to take care of the ministry. We don't want the load of having to take care of the ministry to fall just on him. It's all about responsibility to help maintain the ministry's finances. When you come in here, lights are always on. When you go into any one of our churches, the air is always running. You never came to any one of our churches and found the padlock on the door. And that's because of people like you that know how to give, that who made the words of God. When it comes to your time, when it comes to your seed, you can't grow anything. There will not be a harvest if you don't plant a seed. So I need every one of you today that can, please sow that $42 seed. Let's put a smile on our bishop's heart. Amen. Our bishop will be looking for every one of us tomorrow in service. Service starts at what time? 8 o'clock. Sunday school at what time? 7 o'clock. You know those that are not here, remind them, I missed you. Tell them I missed you yesterday. And when they ask you, how was the word? Tell them it was awesome. You should have been there. Amen. So those of you that need to pay your tithe, I want to do this. I want you to come and we're going to sow. We're going to give our tithe at the same time. I want to pray, anoint you all at the same time. And once we've done that, amen, then you will be dismissed. So those of you that need a tithe envelopes,
If you have the time, please come and get into your proper place. My sister, yeah, you with the red cap, was telling me about your leg. About your leg. I want to just pray for you. While you're preparing the seed and getting your offering together.